Hey everybody, how you going? It's Jaron Blackie here. Today I'm going to take you through a way that I massage my arms. Okay, so first, just to give you a little bit of heads up, I'm a personal trainer, I've done a lot of training for a lot of years, and about 14 years ago I was doing heaps and heaps of weights, and I eased up off the weights, but I ended up with chronic tennis and a golfer's elbow, pretty much in both elbows. My right one was the worst, where I had the massive big bump across my joint here. It was sore. Managed to break that down with the physio that did a great job. But the tennis and golfer's elbow just keep coming back. And in fact, if I think back all the way through my years, I've always had issues with my forearm problems from years of working in that, like even in the freezing works, using knives, etc. like that. Hands used to always get tendonitis and swell up quite a lot. So about 6 months ago, actually it was further than that, it was probably about 8 months ago, I got really desperate, was hunting around on YouTube, look, because physios were trying to help me, my chiropractor was helping me, and I was getting relief in those areas, but things just weren't improving the way that I really wanted them to, so that I could go back and train, okay, and do what I wanted to do properly. And it was frustrating because I wanted to use my body. So I got hunting around online, and I found this guy, I think he was in the US, and basically all he was doing was just using, he had a proper tool, and he was massaging all the fascia across the top of the muscles, right? Really getting into it, and you could see all this redness glowing, and he said there was blood flowing, and the soft tissue was getting, the scar tissue on top was being broken down and allowing blood to flow again, okay? Keeping it really basic. I don't know the science behind it, didn't care, I was just looking for something to do. So I went and did this, and I'm going to show you the technique I did today, and the first time that I did it, my whole arms went bloody like yellow, like I had like jaundice, I think it might be the right way to describe it, like yellow, and I had these big bruises and welts, like they were sore, and everything was sort of red and yellow, it was all bruised, it was really weird, it looked like, seriously, my whole arms changed colours, but immediately after I did it, I felt loose, both arms felt actually loose, okay, pain was obviously still there, like really sore through here, coming down, and rolling up through this area as well. Yeah, so you think about the flexors, when you flex those fingers, really sore all the way through here and super tight in these joints, and also up into here, okay? Really sore. They were the worst spots. I couldn't bicep curl something, I couldn't hang on to anything, I had very little hand strength. If I did like a chin up, my elbows would explode, like they would kill me for months. I couldn't actually do anything with it. So I just got into this, and basically all I wanted to do, the aim behind it is just to loosen everything up and allow the blood and have the ability to flow through your body and sort things out. Okay, so I did it. Took me about probably 4 weeks of doing it before I got to the point where because I had bruises. I had bruises everywhere. It was incredible. I couldn't believe how bad it was. And I got to the point before I actually get to right down here, before I could actually really massage and get right in to where the joints are. And this is why I use this container. Okay, there'd be tools, there'd be things you'd be able to use out there. So I've just noticed I got my sunnies on, so it's very bright out here. I'm not taking them off. So I got to the point where you'd be massaging, and I'll do this with you shortly, show how to do it, but then you can really use the corner of the container and get into those little tight spots, and I actually do this before I start, to go and actually test, to see how sore I am, where the muscles are being joined right in against the bone now with your tendons, etc., and there'll be ligaments in there as well, and I go in there and go, it's a little bit sore in there today, but that is as best as I've been able to get it to the point where I can still train, yeah, and I'll do that with underneath the little joints as well. Be careful, like we have a lot of nerves in these areas too, so if you ever feel kind of nervy style pain, we're not going to massage over the top of them. You might give them a light rub into those areas, yeah, but we really will not hammer them that hard, okay? You don't want to be doing that. And I found that after I was doing the massaging for a while, that eventually bruises started disappearing, and I'd only have a couple of sore spots, and I was able to get really right into those areas that hurt, right in there. And I have to say this to anybody out there that's training too, if you're actually currently weight training doing this, I stopped weight training. I stopped doing it all. It was for about probably 6 weeks. I did no weight training because I wanted to allow my body just to rest as well, but I wanted it to go back to the point where I wasn't trying to smash way through all of the muscle to try and get to the really sore tendon parts that I can get into. So I let my body in almost many ways just waste away a little bit, so they actually had the ability to get in there. So when I rebuilt and restarted to train again and started to put a little bit of size back on, I was actually able to massage as I was growing. So I could train and then get in there and rehab to recover, okay? And there was no scar tissue. And I could train again and get in there and rehab. So I was able to build myself back up to where I'm quite happy. I'm not massive, but I'm at the point now where I can climb, I can jump, I can do stuff again. And I only have a tiny little bit of trouble in this finger occasionally now, and that's it. Alright, let me show you what I'm doing. So basically, I've just got some moisturiser. It's Nivea. I'm not sponsored by Nivea. Get whatever you want. It's just so that the container can slide. Why this container? Because my hand fits inside it. It's got nice corners on it, and it was pretty much the first one I actually grabbed out of the cupboard. Alright, so let's get started. So basically, I'll just put a little bit of moisture on like so, grab my container and just spread it around so it's covered my arms. Yeah, look, if you've got hairy arms, it's probably going to be a bit worse, but it doesn't matter now. Not sure if you can hear that or not. You can hear the speed I'm going at. So that whole area, I would literally just play around. So it's only one part of it, and like I can feel it's a bit sore in there now. This is all I'll do for a start. You can see the speed I'm going at. Just working up and down my arm, and like that feels really good. There's no sore spots there except for this one little bit that I'm on now. So I'll do that for a start. Okay, maybe if you had the watch next to you, you could probably do that for about 30 seconds, something along those lines. And this is great for tennis and golfer's elbow, right? And I'm just moving around. And I'm just checking all those areas that I know are already sore. So I'm just getting in there, just starting to warm them up. And all I'm doing right now is it's not that hard. I'm only probably pushing maybe a 5 out of 10 pressure-wise onto my skin. I'm not going that hard. Definitely not that hard. But you can see it's starting to red up. It's very hard to see probably. So just starting to red up again in a few little areas. And when that happens, I know that I'm just getting through, breaking the fascia down a little bit. Hopefully that is. There'll be physios out there that'll be going bullshit. Whatever, guys. It's working. It's working for me. Okay? And now when I start to find some really sore spots, which I don't really have any today, sorry, because I actually massaged on Thursday, so I'm actually in a pretty good way. Today's Monday. I'd actually spend a bit of time. So let's say I was really sore right here, okay? I'd be in there. And I might even put the elbow against that, my arm against that part of my knee just to brace it. And then I'll get in there, I'll start increasing the pressure. So I'll go from that 5 to a 6, work it for a little bit in that spot, then go to a 7, and then 8. And you can see I'm probably, well there you go, I've just found a little bit there. And I'm just changing angles just slightly as I'm working on it. Okay? Because really what I'm doing is I've just found some scar tissue or bruised area, and I'm just helping to break that scar tissue down and get the blood out of there. Get the bad blood and stuff out of there, and make room for the good stuff to flow in, yeah? Right, so I don't have a lot in here. I can feel it up in the corner here though. It's really up in there for me today, so I can use the corner of the container. And again, only about a 5 out of 10 because it's a sensitive area. And I can just start working them in little circles now. And when I first started doing this, it took me half an hour and a half. I'm serious, because I had so many sore spots. And right now, all I'm going to be doing for this forearm is just working into that tiny little elbow in there, and that little spot. There it is, I can feel it. Just be careful, you're going to slip around too much. You can even go sideways if you want. See, I'm just moving across. So imagine that, you know, the muscle fibers are running that way down my arm, and I'm just sort of rubbing across the top of them again gently. I'm not trying to bruise them or beat them up too much. I'm trying to give them some relief. And there we go. And now I can get a bit harder. As I feel like I'm actually getting blood in there and things are softening up, I can get a tiny bit harder. Okay, so that was that side. Just that little bit, that's all. Now, it would have said the first time, that probably would have taken me about 10 minutes to do. You can hopefully see it's a little bit redder. Probably a bit hard to see under the skin. Right, something you might want to do too is just have a towel. I'm going to fold it across your legs, just because you flip your arm over and moisturisers go everywhere. So I'll do this side of my arm. I'm going to really work up into this part for a beginning. Just up into here. I'm not going to name all the muscles for you, it'll just be pointless. We're just going to go through and show you what I'm doing. So again. Yeah, it's a little bit sore. See, I'm tied up in there, so I've just found a sore spot straight away. Just I'm getting right into where the joint is and around my elbows and in there. And look, you might find you've got a lot of pain there and a lot of pain. You get tennis and golfer's elbow on, but until you start doing this, you'll be like, oh, I'm actually sore here. Like I feel more pain here today as I really work into that joint. But again, I'll just get back into the rubbing. You can probably hear the noise. See, so other than like the outside feels alright for me today. It's pretty good. The meat of it feels alright. I'll just going to put the angle in just to give it a bit of. No, that feels pretty good. And I like the container because if you watch this across my arm, watch how it flattens everything out, right? It's just squeezing it down. It's very hard to miss a spot. When you're massaging with your hands and that, like this is soft, your skin's soft, you slip off it. Whereas this, like it stretches my whole arm, it just pushes it down. Perfect. Right, so I'm going to get into these tight little spots in here. So I've literally just gone over the muscle and I'm in the joint. Sort of where the muscles are all coming together, and it's sore in there. I'm probably going about a 7 out of 10 now. Just trying to loosen that area up. Again, you can just get in at an angle. So I'll just take you through one arm today as well, right? Because otherwise it's going to be a long video for you. Whew. And have a rest. If the sun gets a bit tired, have a break, come back to it, just sort the moisturiser out again. And then you can just get back into it. Yeah, so I'm actually sore all the way over there today. That's where I'm feeling the most, sort of where the muscles are connecting into around in the elbow joint. Again, I'm not going to name all your areas for you. Don't know half of them anyways. Okay, that's not too bad yet. A little bit red in there because I attacked it a bit more. Let's get some more moisturiser on here. Spread it up and around so I can start transferring up. So I'm sore in the back of my tricep today. Really quite tight in there. It's hard to get around the other side. Sometimes you can get underneath like this. And again, I'm just doing how I did at the start of my forearm, about 30 seconds. Just playing around, looking for the sore spots, getting some blood moving. I can really tell it's right in there. Everything else doesn't feel too bad today, tricep wise. Let's just get across the top here. Oh, yeah. Alright. So again, I'm just working the whole arm, that 30 seconds, just getting blood moving. Breaking down the light scar tissue on the top that I can get to directly. Walking, looking for the most worst spots or the sorest spots. There you go. I'm going to get right in here. This will red up for you. I can feel it now. And I'm going quite quick. I haven't got my watch on. What about 11 minutes? But that was talking like. This is probably about how quick it actually can take me now though, because my arms are in a good place. You might find that again it takes you 25-30 minutes. You can see I'm just starting to red up, really getting in there now. And you'll find you've got the usual same trouble spots. Once you get to the point where this, you should get past the tennis and golfer's elbow. Hopefully this helps you, by the way. Hopefully it does. You'll start to find you just have the usual spots, and I'm right on one of them right now on the outside there. Whew. But pain-wise, like I'm pushing that quite hard, probably a 7 out of 10, and it's only a 3 out of 10 pain, right? It's just like getting a good remedial massage when they get right in there on the joint. So that's usual for me, right? It's okay. It doesn't mean I've got any extra damage there that I normally wouldn't have. And I've been pain-free, pretty much 95% pain-free. So I haven't been stopped in any way from doing any activities I want to do by my elbows for 6 months. So I'm pretty happy with that. 6 months. So what are we now? Almost at the end of April 2020. So yeah, I think you can track back on that. Just gonna get in out of the joint, and you can try around with your arm too. Sometimes you can actually lower your arm where you're going through it, stretching across the muscle. Play around with it a bit. Just remember though, you've noticed I'm always just going up and down my arm. I'm not going across anyway. Most of the fibres in the muscles run this way. So I'm trying to travel with the muscle all the time, yeah? Not going across it too much. I did a little bit across the tendons, and I'm potentially maybe down here a little bit, but always trying to just travel with the muscle up and down. Okay, I'll speed this up for you a little bit. I got a bit excited because I found some sore spots, so I got in there. Right, so that would basically be, I've worked all the way up around the top of you. You might even want to do your shoulder too, same deal, up and down, you can work into your shoulder. So let's just go through the outside of my sort of forearm, so we're working more now on the golfer's elbow side, I think that's where it is, coming through here. So, again, moisturiser up, spread her out, get it sorted. I'm going to sit my elbow up, I'll swing around for a bit here. So running down through, so you got to imagine coming down through my finger, all my sort of tendons come down, they crunch, and you can see how they fold up underneath here. This is the area that gets really tight for the golfer's elbow. Hear that spot? I've always got a little bit of a knot in there, it doesn't hurt though. Just always got a little bit, and quite often just up the top of my arm here is where I have it too. But again, it's not sore today, because I did them on Thursday. So if I do it every week, it's pretty good. And I haven't trained, have I? I haven't done arms Friday, Saturday or Sunday. I just did heaps of labour style work over the weekend. This is one way to do it, just like this stuff. You see how my wrists relax down forward? Actually helps the muscle relax too, so I've shortened it just slightly, lets me get in there. You can stretch it out. I'll show you another way in a minute. Again, that sounds really bad. But it's okay, it's just because I'm going up and down against the muscle. Again, it's only about a 5 out of 6. If I find a sore spot, I'll stop, get a bit of pressure in it, work that out for a bit. Okay, it's coming for this is hard. You've got to sort of unfold your shoulder, unrock it, and I'm starting just in front of the bone, okay? So this, just over the edge of the bone, I'm starting just on the other side of it, putting pressure in there, and again, because you can use the corner or the long part to get in there, and actually twist as I go in. Pushing and then pushing, going in, and then even pressure all the way along. And quite often right in the edge here with the elbow is where that was where I had the worst pain. and they did scans on them, and they couldn't find any scar tissue whatsoever. It was hilarious, eh, puppy? They could not get anything. It was so annoying and frustrating. Again, I'm not going to go in here for ages because this is not hurting today. There's nothing there. Okay, so I'll get across the top. Here comes the dog trying to sniffle everything out. Get out of it, you wee bugger. So, you're going to have a lot of muscle in this forearm area here too. So again, I'm just resting that across my leg. You can see in the camera, okay? Now this went like it was black. It's almost going red already. This is where I had so much pain in this area. You can actually, it's probably a bit hard to see. If you watch my fingers here, as I roll across it, they actually close up. You see it flicking? Because I'm getting right on top of what I need to be on. And I'm really working those tendons all the way through. Tendons and muscles, sorry. Again, there'll be a physio, chiropractor, a doctor, someone out there to go, mate, you're an idiot. You know what? My arms work. And again, when you find that sore spot, see I'm really working into it, yeah? I wouldn't use the corner in here because it just slips off, so that being able to, again, flatten all the muscles out. I'll come a bit closer, so hopefully you can see the plastic containers here. Just watch my fingers fold as I get on top of them. Okay, getting right in there. Sorry, lost my towel. And I hope you can see on the camera, it might be a bit hard. Probably see it's actually started to red up right in that area there. Again, I've been getting across the skin. It's not my skin getting irritated, by the way. You can see on the forearms here, on the lower wrist, it's a bit red as well. Underneath, it's not my skin. This is sliding smooth as how you could use bloody cooking oil if you wanted to. I don't care what you need to do, but it's working, yeah. You see, I'm rotating my wrist, rotating in and out, trying to just change the muscle, just so the muscle will roll slightly, just so I can get it on a different angle. Okay, that might be all you had to start off with doing, yeah? That could be it. If I have extra oil, I'll put it on the other hand, get ready to go on the other arm. So that already feels so much looser. We've got a little bit more to go though. So let's get up on the bicep. Again, I'm getting all greasy, getting slowly. Alright. This will make a bit more noise. You can hear it over the top now. Normally, on this arm, I get like a little knot about there. But again, that 30 seconds of just playing around, drawing blood in, getting down underneath here too. Working across it in many ways. And again, you could be playing with, you might have it, look, there you go, I can find the knot ball with my arm bent just slightly than I can with it straight. I can feel it, just bounces off there. So I can just play around with it on there for a little bit. Just try and work across that. Again, I'm not going any harder than sort of 7 out of 10, especially if it feels bruised and sore to touch. Don't beat the crap out of it, right? Just get in there and give it let some blood flowing through it. And this is all this is doing, just massaging it, letting it back in there. Finding it better if I go down against it this time. I can actually seems like I'm pushing and then stretching the muscle further and then going the other way. Sorry, my shirt's winding me up. Right. I would actually, I find that's quite sore. I'd actually spend more time in there, and I may after I finish videoing with you guys. You can see it's gone quite red as well. Okay, so I'd probably actually spend more time in there. Right, one more, just a little bit under here. Got to be gentle though under here. This is where our nerves, you might find you get a bit of nerve pain. So I'll just moisturise that up, just hold my arm out and just rubbing along. You might find that it's in under here where the pain is, and that's where I used to have it. Yep, and I can feel it in there today. It's only just there. So I can just go back and forth. I'm staying on the same spot, just rotating in and out. But I'm being very careful. There's lots of nerves in around this area, so I'm just taking it easy. And after this, in fact, I've got Voltaren down here. I'll show you, like an anti-inflammatory gel, which I'll show you now before the dog tries to get it so I can move it. So I've just got some Voltaren. And after I'm finished, because of some of these areas you have actually inflamed, if you've gone a bit hard, I'll actually rub a little bit of the Voltaren on there as well. It makes a big difference here, just to have it calm down. And I'll do that for a couple of days afterwards. Somebody will be saying, oh, it's the Voltaren that's actually helping his arms get better. It's like, no, I've done the Voltaren, I've done everything. I've had injections, cortisone, I've had the whole lot. No anti-inflammatory thing did anything for me. It all did zero. absolutely zero. So again, I'm just spending a little bit more time than being gentle though, because I can feel a tiny little bit of nerve kicking in. And by the nerve pain, you'll notice the difference. And I'll only go to like, I might be still doing a 5 out of 10 pressure, but I'll only allow it myself to get like a 1 out of 10 nervy style, bit of a, feels like a little shock. Okay, I won't be getting into that hard because I don't want to cause myself any nerve damage. So it's just gentle. Okay. That's it. Yeah, and then all I do from here, a little bit of the gel, like just a tiny little bit after I'll probably wash my hands off first. I get rid of the moisturizer. This is going to jump straight in the shower or something. And I'll just put a little bit of the Voltaren gel, just rub it in, just gentle. And this is like, you know, like a soft massage, and just get that in there as well. Hopefully the camera doesn't shake, the dog's just sniffing all the tripod equipment there. And that's it. That's all I do. Now again, it took me, I reckon, about 2 weeks before I started to feel a lot of release, before the bruises started to disappear on my arms. Like it did, it looked like I had massive welts, and I wish I had actually taken some serious photos when I did it. Like even my tattoo one here, it was like yellow. It was strange as. Right, that's it. Give that a go. Obviously you go and do the other arm now. That still took me like 20 minutes here just talking to you about it, maybe 15 minutes of just, while I was talking to you about it. And normally it would, take me about 15-20 minutes. So I just sit down, put some Netflix on. Why not? If you're going to sit there and watch Netflix while you're doing some study or something online, watching YouTube, or for myself, I might watch a personal trainer that I like following that's got some good gear and some good ideas out there. So I'll just sit and watch them. So it's educational, but I'm looking after my body at the same time. Right, again, I'm not a physician, I'm not a physiotherapist, I'm not a chiropractor, I have no health medical degrees in any way whatsoever. My name's just Jaron Blackie, I'm a personal trainer. And I've just done this and it's helped my arms. That's it, right? So give it a go if you want to. Don't get upset if it doesn't work, because it may. I've had a few people that have done it now and it has worked for them, have another couple that haven't, but again, I don't know if they're actually following it properly and doing it properly. So I thought, you know what, let's create this video and give people something better to follow along with. Righty ho, I'm out of here. See you later. Let me know if it does help, alright? Send me some messages, private message if you don't want to post after this on this YouTube video or anything. Just send me a private message. I'd love to hear from you. And by the way, I do this on my legs too. Up and down on my legs. It works just as good. And I know people that I've had, they get the back of their shoulders done, up and down their lats to release their lats. So it does work. And again, it's a proven method. It's out there. There's actually people that out there, physios, that actually use this, got their own proper equipment to do it. There's even these little metal rod things that they use. They look very torturous, but I bet you it's a bloody great result. Right, I'm gone. See you later. Bye.